Well, after the big eruption of LENGAI over the last several months has destroyed the original or the most commonly used way to climb because it's deposited a lot of ash. In fact, the whole cone has grown to cover up the old way. Ash has probably become somewhat solidified or melded together to make it hard to get a foothold. So everyone has said that route is just impossible now. So this is one of, I believe, possibly two routes that has been found to climb up and hit the top of the inactive South Crater.
Well, the battery probably broke down when we still hadn't driven for like 10 minutes, and now they fixed it apparently by attaching a torch to the front rail, to the bonnet.
That's our headlight.
And once in a while a guy gets out to show us the way, like right now.
So what's happening?
We are looking where to cross.
So we got lost.
No.
Looking for a route.
Yeah.
Well, we appear to be lost at the moment, looking for the way up LENGAI. Lost in a stream channel somewhere. With the Land Rover going through the darkness with a flashlight on the front, we turned into a dry riverbed to try to find the track leading up to the starting point, and were lost for a while in the riverbed with a couple of people, one in front of the car and one behind, running along trying to locate the turnoff onto the track. I think now we could be just about anywhere. I don't even know if we turned off the road at the right place.
Now they got lost from the car.
Now he got lost himself.
Well, right now it's possible that we're not going to get underway until light if we can't figure out the way to go, because I don't think very many people have climbed this way before.
This is wholly weird. Looks like a video game.
Where we end up is anybody's guess. Maybe we'll end up in Karamasi instead of LENGAI.
Isn't there some kind of foothills here or something?
I don't know.
Did they find a way to go up?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not that hard, but it's hard to see.
You could build a pile of stones. Finally, we found the turnoff and started up just a track through tall grass. And we eventually came to a point where the car stalled, and because of its battery being out, it was unable to start.
We are trying to start up the engine downhill. It wouldn't start now at all. What's wrong?
You would have to shift to the reverse gear, right?
The driver tried to reverse and turn sideways so that he could start the car just by using the clutch.
Bye.
Hopefully he wouldn't run into that gully over there. It's pretty steep, but it seems like he's really pretty successful in turning right now. Oh no, he did a gully.
The driver did succeed in starting the car, but then he reversed and didn't realize there was a ravine behind him and ended up completely trapped in a ravine and unable to start the car again. So we were completely stranded there.
But starting the engine wouldn't be that hard. Just get a new battery probably.
You know, like if there's some accident on the mountain and the car is disabled, the problem could expand.
Let's
So the hikers have no choice but to start climbing from here. Some quick packing for a today's stay on the volcano, and they're on the trail. The group encounter a fairly easy beginning to the trail, but as the sun rises, they realize full extent of the hike. The terrain becomes very strenuous, involving some steep ash from recent eruption, redistributed by rains over this part of the mountain in form of hardened mud flows. And so it is very hard for them to get any grips. The higher they climb, more and more trouble they have proceeding any further, including the Maasai guide Daniel. The climb became far too dangerous to proceed any further. Now this is the reason we're giving up. This is most horrible hike I ever done. If we survive.
Trousers. Somebody's got to pay for this.
Our
Memorable journey.
a miserable journey.
Journey which will recommend other people not to come ever on bloody.
Bloody dead LENGAI.
This is
Dormant.
we have for safety, but not in every place. Dead, destroyed grass by volcanic mud. Well, let's roll it down.
Yeah. So here we're going down from LENGAI. Most of us crawling. Yeah. So it might actually not seem so steep, but in fact I gathered that it's at least 55 degrees of loose ash, vaguely resembling rock, only different in its complete instability. But our brave guide is now standing up, but I bet soon he's going down. Yeah, he's going down again. Still, this looks even less steep, still more than 45 degrees. That may seem otherwise. These guys don't do this for fun. So here we come again. Now we arrived at a much part that's less steep, where we could actually walk. But we get the hang of this sliding thing. So most of us are continuing with that newfound technique.
The group is surprised by the presence of puffadder, that is burrowing in the ambush right on the trail, and it appears that some of these ash flows had possibly flowed around the home of this deadly snake. The southern slopes are a barren, ashy landscape, with the vegetation almost completely destroyed by lahars and mud flows.
When the group got back down, they were met with a disabled car and in an extremely remote spot on LENGAI, and we knew that no one else was going to come there. The driver of the car had left a couple hours early to try to walk to the camp, which was maybe as much as 50 kilometers away, and so the rest of us decided that the only thing we could do, since we had limited food and water, was to walk back to the main road and hope that we could get a ride with somebody. And so we did that, and then finally, in two different groups of people, managed to hitchhike back to the camp. Found the driver, who was limping from his long walk back because he was unable to get a ride that early in the day because no cars were passing.
While at the village, Paul immediately organizes a rescue mission to free the car trapped in the galley. Local Maasai mount a new battery so the car can start, and lot of manpower and chains are ready to get the car out. But the car gets out easily under its own power. After a last few adjustments, they are ready to go. It's amazing how the Maasai care for the environment. Every piece of man-born waste is picked up to keep the land in pristine state. The following morning, the group decides to investigate if it's really possible to climb LENGAI, if anybody has climbed it recently, and if there are any other climbing routes.
You can climb because there are some people who are climbing.
But do they reach the top? We need to find out
Which way to go.
there.
If you took the guide who is not experienced in that route, it will be difficult.
Has he been on the route before?
No, I used the western route before eruption started. Yeah.
So they have not climbed LENGAI recently. It seems nobody did. At the foot of the mountain, the group found a group of Irish hikers.
The lava is so compressed. There's no footholds. It actually looks like as if it was paved in a way, but it has a little bit of tiny pebbles on top, so you don't have a firm grip that you would have on a solid rock. But then at the same time, you cannot make a dent on the slope. So it comes to a point where you really kind of struggling to get your balance. And I mean, going up is one thing, but coming back down can be really exposed. Yeah. And then you have all those huge chutes of water, so that are just as hard. So if you kind of start rolling down and falling one of those, that's pretty much end of the story.
Did you get up to the place where there were the two rock walls on both sides, Isaac, and it was going up really steeply, or were you still pretty far from the top?
No, we're quite at least two-thirds high to the top. But we got past one big ravine on our right, and then we're basically coming up to the steepest part when we decided to turn around. Yeah.
It seems LENGAI is determined to keep the summit only for himself. The volcano is truly the mountain of God. No mortal is allowed to conquer its summit.
Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing and hit the bell down below to be notified when we upload new videos. Thank you for your support.